my puzzle rating is slowly creeping up.
Yeah, not so slowly. I mean, you were 2,700 and suddenly you are about 2,800. That's a lot. You're approaching the 3,000 already. Yeah.
Yeah, I still
It's
find them to
climbing
be a
slowly.
mix. Like some of them are still pretty easy. For some reason, they throw in lower rated ones. Like they'll throw in like some random like 2,200 or 2,300 ones. So it's kind of strange. I don't know why chess.com does that. But, and I
Yeah,
also
but if you
got
miss, it probably takes a lot of points.
yes, that's true. Yeah, so it's risky. Yeah, that's the thing. Once you get a bit higher, if you get one wrong, you need like 3 or 4 correct just to make up for it. So it gets stressful actually.
Cool, because you know that you have to get everything right
Yeah.
from then on.
Yeah, I'm thinking for quite a long time though on some of them, like 30 minutes, you know. So
So you make sure it's it's going to be the right solution.
yeah. Okay,
But today we're going to train.
okay.
Study chess, but we're going to train. This is actually pretty important. I mean, studying openings, memorizing info, getting acquainted with new patterns, all of that is very important. Going through annotated games, of course. But at some point, you need to train, and that means analyzing positions, getting yourself embedded in the position, trying to figure out what's going on, calculating variations, just as if it was a real game. And we're going to play most of these positions. Not this first one. This first one is going to work as a warm-up. And this one is the only one in which I'm going to tell you, okay, it's why to play and win. And obviously there's some tactical continuation here. On the other exercises, I mean, we're just going to play the position. I'm not going to tell you if a combination is required, if it's more of a positional solution, if you're getting a big, small, huge, decisive advantage. You're going to have to figure that out.
Okay.
All by yourself.
This will be interesting.
This one, yeah.
We haven't done this before. This is new.
Yeah, it's something that you need to do with a training partner or coach or someone. It's not something that you can do on your own. So it makes sense to do it from time to time.
Okay, and so what you want me to start with this Aliekin one?
Yeah, but in this one, we're going to use this as the warm-up exercise.
Okay.
We're going to play this one.
Okay, so you just want me to...
What to play.
Okay, so you just want me to...
Yeah, you have to solve this one.
So this is a tactic? Or you're not telling me on this?
This one is a tactic. It's the only one I'm going to tell you what's
okay.
This is
okay. Did you want me to vocalize my thoughts or just think?
Yeah, I mean, it would be funnier for the audience.
Okay.
More fun.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm looking at the obvious stuff first, right? So I'm looking at a check. You see the arrows, right? When I put them on. Okay. Yeah. So I'm looking at just at a check, just because it's a forcing move, and then this would be mate. So King E7.
Where's mate? Sorry.
I was thinking if King D7. I thought this is. Oh wait, sorry. It's not a mate. Yeah, it's not a mate. 2,800 puzzles. You'd think I'd know that, but no. Yeah, but I'm still going to look at this first because I just it's the most forcing line. So that's how I usually calculate puzzles. Yeah, King D7. At first glance, there doesn't appear to be a fantastic follow-up. So I might abandon that. I mean, I was looking at possibly bishop b5 to follow up, and then bishop takes, but then that doesn't change anything for the better. So I'm going to abandon that.
Don't
abandon it.
Yeah, don't stop there because there's still a lot of contact between the pieces. A lot is going on there. Rook c8, king d7, bishop b5 check. It's a very interesting idea.
So yeah, bishop takes b5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so bishop takes b5. So okay, we'll start over. So rook c8, king d7, bishop b5 check, bishop takes b5. Yeah, I mean this is definitely where I would cut my ties with this line normally. I mean, I guess I win the exchange. I guess I win the exchange.
Are threatened. You take on?
Yeah, I take on h8, so I win the exchange there.
h8.
And
yes,
I guess that's good enough because we're up a piece for a pawn.
What happens if bishop takes f1? Still pieces under threat. So
okay,
what
so
happens
so
after
rook rook c8, king d7, bishop b5. Bishop takes b5, rook takes h8, bishop takes f1. Well, good luck to black because I don't know, queen c8, and then king e7, and then okay, let me think. Okay, so king on e7. How do we? Well, it gets quite interesting if I take on b7, but I don't know if I want to go that route yet because that would require a lot more calculation.
But with the king on e7, where are the pieces?
Yeah, well,
queen c8. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if I go queen takes b7, then there's knight d7.
But is that the only check you have?
No, I've got more checks. That's why it's kind of a backup. So, I mean, there were other checks on the back rank, but I mean, let's see. Okay, so let's say I go queen f8 and then king d7, and then I guess I have mate on c8. Wait, is that mate? No, it's not mate. No, that's just we repeat. So I'm building up time on the clock for the increment there, and then
I think you're missing.
Oh, I can just go back to queen e8.
Queen e8. Yeah, the bishop is not on b5 anymore. He took here on f1. Yeah. Just checkmate. Queen e8, rook e8 is also checkmate. So very good.
All right.
Yeah, taking all the square. So to recap, rook c8, king d7. You were almost ready to discard this move. Bishop b5 check.
I would have circled back to it eventually if it was a puzzle. I mean,
you'll go back.
I mean, maybe I'm a little frantic. I'm a little chaotic in my puzzle thing. Eventually I would have circled back to it, but maybe it might be more efficient to rule it out the line first instead of jumping around, right? Like Kotov says.
That's the most important. That's the best contribution by Kotov probably. Try to exhaust the line. Don't cut it before the pieces, are not threatened, before there are no more forcing continuation.
I jump around if you watch any of my puzzle videos, like I will jump around like to the same line like 9-10 times, Yeah.
But is this the end of the story? Because we saw.
Well, mate,
king d7,
okay.
bishop b5.
Yeah.
Then what? What other?
Okay, so instead of bishop takes b5. Okay, so rook c8, king. Well, we also. I also I wonder if it makes a difference if it goes to king e7.
King to e7
Yeah.
after that.
I just mean like after like rook c8, king e7. That shouldn't. No, that might make that does make a difference.
Yeah, but that's one thing you shouldn't do. You first have to exhaust the variation.
Okay, so exhaust d7 first.
Yeah.
Okay. You see how bad I am with that? Yeah. So yeah, definitely slap my hand. Don't feel shy.
Don't get.
Okay. Yeah, because you see what I mean. Okay. Because my mind just is very chaotic. Okay, so rook c.
It's typical. Happens to all.
Okay, rook c8. King d7, bishop. No. Then bishop b5. And what else can black do? Let me think. Well, I mean, he's in check. I guess, so if queen takes b5, yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so queen takes b5. Well, the queen is no longer guarding c7. So if I go queen c7, that is mate.
Yeah, excellent. So he can't take on b5.
Yeah. Okay, so then let's look at e7. Let's rule out king e7 then.
Not yet.
Not yet? What's next?
Not really, because rook c8, king d7, your rook is under attack. So after bishop b5 check, all the pieces are hanging. The queen is hanging, the rook is hanging. So,
so rook,
what if black plays?
Rook c8.
Not really, you're in check.
Oh, right.
But there's another way of guarding that check. Rook c8, king d7, bishop b5 check, and what else can black play?
There's knight c6.
There's knight c6. Okay. And then what?
So rook c8, king d7, knight c6. Sorry. Bishop b5, knight c6.
Bishop b5.
Well, I mean, there's bishop a4. Bishop takes a4, and then our rook is hanging. So, yeah, I don't think there's a great follow-up. Like his bishop takes a4. There's rook takes c8, and I guess, no, I don't like after that. I mean, potentially there's rook takes c6. Which is interesting. Yeah, rook takes c6. And if he goes rook takes c6, and we have bishop takes c6, and b takes c6, and queen takes c6, and king moves, and then we take on a8. At the end of that, we will be up a knight. And, well, yeah, we'll be up a knight, I think.
So rook takes c6. Again, black can take...
Black can take, yeah.
Yeah, can take like this. He can take like this.
Yeah. So rook c8, king d7, bishop b5 check, knight c6.
Rook takes?
Yeah, rook takes c6. And then if bishop...
Well, stop there. Before going on.
Yeah.
How many captures are there? I mean, this is clearly bad because of check and checkmate. I mean, this king is trapped against the bishop and the queen. But what else? Because bishop takes b5 is a possibility. And what else? Black is actually threatening something strong. After rook takes c6.
Okay, I got to start over.
Yeah.
Rook c8, king d7. Bishop b5, check, knight c6, rook takes c6.
Look at all black's captures. One is going to stand out from the rest.
Oh, a rook takes c6, I guess my queen is hanging.
Yeah. That's an issue.
Small detail.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so after knight c6. But I'm still interested about that because rook takes c6 and bishop takes c2. I've got a discovery on his queen. I could go maybe rook a6.
Rook a6?
Yeah.
What?
Rook a6 check. Oh, it's not check. Oh, I sorry. Yeah, I thought it was.
It is check.
It is check. It is
but
check.
Bishop is also hanging.
Yeah. Okay.
The queen is here.
Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, what if I gave a double check? I just want to see if I go rook c8, because he has to play king e7.
Oh, the king is here. He could take the rook. The king is on d7.
Right. Okay, well, I'll give a different double check. What if? Because I'm just seeing. What if I go rook d6?
Rook d6.
And then, well, he's got a lot of choices. Let's say king c7. Ugh, it's getting really murky. It's getting really murky. I don't think there's. Well, I still have got a queen though. No, I don't have a queen. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think.
You're a queen down. You better give checkmate or something.
Right.
Finally, you done.
Yeah, I don't think I've got that. Okay, so let's rewind to knight c6.
Yeah, knight c6. So rook takes c6 doesn't work. Bishop takes a4 doesn't work. You just lose the exchange. That's tough. Some tough luck. If bishop takes c6, how do you think he takes back? With the bishop or with the pawn?
Not sure. Probably with the pawn, because then my queen is still under attack.
Yeah, big problem there again. Seems like the best you're going to get there after something like bishop takes, b takes, is that you're going to get both rooks. For example, rook takes a8, bishop takes c2, rook takes h8, but it's probably not enough. Black has this passed a pawn. The bishop is quite strong. Can land here or here.
There's an There's an interesting imbalance I could make here, which I just was thinking about when you're talking. Just considering it, there's queen takes a4, and then rook c8 check, and then king moves in. I take on h8. It's interesting. I was just entertaining that possibility, and possibly I could do something more without even taking on h8. So like queen takes a4.
Because it's hard to bring the knight out, maybe.
Yeah, like queen takes a4, rook c8. Let's say king, and I know I abandoned already the king d7 line. I know, I'm bad at that. But this was, queen takes a4, rook c8, king d7.
King d7, yeah.
And and I wonder if I almost have time to play rook fc1, threatening mate on c7. If he plays knight a6, I pick up the other rook, or I possibly
I
possibly even go bishop takes a6 even. So that's kind of interesting. So after rook fc1.
No, queen takes.
Yeah.
Rook c8,
yeah.
queen d7.
Yeah,
rook takes. It's black to move. Now. Because you just picked up the rook on h8.
Yeah, I was thinking to just leave the rook on c8. I forgot that he can just take my rook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that maybe. I wonder if that fizzles out. That probably fizzles out.
Still interesting because you can't really move the knight. But I guess we need to keep this rook out of play. Something like queen a3 maybe, hitting the bishop and not allowing the rook to come to c1 might be strong.
Keeping our rooks out of sync. Because I basically what led me to think about queen a4 is just the relationship of the queen and the king on I'm trying to get something going here on b5, like bishop b5. I'm trying to I was trying to work
Well, to
something.
recap, we couldn't make this work because
Yeah.
surprisingly, King D7 and all our pieces are attacked somehow. As far as we saw, we couldn't get anything going there. So what else? We need to go back to the initial position and try to calculate again. What else? We tried rook c8. What other forcing moves can you think about?
Okay, well, let's try bishop b5 first. So bishop
Bishop
b5 first. Let's say, well, I'm assuming bishop takes b5 and queen takes b5, and then it looks like we win. That's gotta be good. So what? I mean, yeah, I mean that looks pretty good, man. Bishop b5, because I mean he's got to take. I don't see why he wouldn't take on b5. I mean he's got to. So bishop b5. Sorry, yeah. Thanks for the follow, Mozart. So bishop b5, bishop takes b5, yeah, and then rook c8. I guess well, no, I mean, yeah, so there's queen d7, queen d8 is interesting because I know we can rescue our other rook. Okay. Yeah, so bishop b5, bishop takes b5, rook c8. And I guess king d7. And I mean, looks like we'll win the exchange there. If we take on h8, there's bishop takes f1, king takes f1.
No, we went through that variation.
No.
Yeah, but with a different move order. We saw rook c8, king d7, bishop b5, bishop takes, rook takes.
Oh, that just transposes, I guess.
Yeah, if bishop takes f1 there, then what? Forcing moves. Attack.
Oh, that sorry, my mind is blank. So, bishop b5, bishop takes b5, rook c8, king d7, rook takes h8, bishop takes f1, and then we have. Oh, then we have queen c8 and king e7, and then rook or queen on e8, which is mate. So bishop can't take on f1 then.
Excellent.
So instead of bishop f1, we must have already looked at that. What was is that when?
But to recap, bishop b5, bishop takes, rook c8, king d7, rook takes h8. We are on exchange. If it doesn't take, that's a great result for us. And we're threatening queen c8, which is huge. So
yeah, but if that transposes, I mean, there was something wrong with that first line. Oh, but there wasn't. That was when you found knight c6. Yeah, there was the knight c6. It was the response. So we can bypass that. We can bypass the knight c6 defense if we go bishop b5 first.
Excellent. It's just an issue of a different move order. Rook c8 is the first move you're going to think about, but it's surprisingly refuted by king d7 because the rook is hanging on c8, and that's what gives black the opportunity to play knight c6 and then speculate with the fact that your rook is always hanging there. But Arkan found bishop b5 first. Queen takes is just the same scenario. Check. Well, how is it checkmate after queen takes b5? Let's finish the exercise.
Queen takes bishop b5. Yeah. Queen takes b5. Rook c8 check. King d7, and then again his queen has moved off of c7, so we have queen c7 mate. And if instead he goes king e7, that one's a little different. So if bishop b5, bishop takes b5, rook c8 check, king e7.
The queen took this time. We're analyzing this one.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So bishop b5 check, queen takes b5, rook c8, king e7. I guess, I mean, it's, I mean, if we go queen, so that one won't be mate, but I think we should be picking up material though. If we go queen c7 check, well, then there's knight d7.
Knight d7, and did we run out of checks, or we still have something going on there?
I'm trying to remember where rook is. Oh, okay. We have d6. So queen d6 is mate. Yeah.
Excellent.
And if not knight d7, there is queen d7 as a defense.
Yes. That's the last one you need to refute.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Okay, queen d7.
Keep trying to find forcing moves. You'll find it quickly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, his knight is still on b8 in this line. So we could just take on h8.
But your queen is hanging on c7. I mean,
oh, right. Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry. Okay, yeah, so first we will trade queen. So queen takes d7 check and
knight takes. And the rook.
Stupid knight. Yeah. Okay.
But you're attacking, man. You almost have him. The rook is cutting him from going back to d8, e8, or f8. So almost any check is going to be checkmate. What checks with you with the white?
Oh, I can go. I can go to another dark square. I can go maybe queen back to c5.
Yeah. There it is. And then.
Oh, then he can sack his queen if he wants.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's basically it. I mean, against bishop b4, I think just to take the bishop. So knight c6 is ruled out now. And you refuted both captures. So yeah, now you're certain you're winning. Try to reproduce the variations you saw. That's an important part of the exercise.
You want me to do it right now?
It helps you put things in order.
Right now, you want me to go through all of them? Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh, you're the taskmaster. Yeah, you're cracking the whip today.
Not rook c8 and all.
Okay, well there was a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do them in order. So I think like the first one I looked at was rook. I mean, it's the most glaring one to look at is rook c8 check, king d7 is what I looked at, and then bishop b5 check.
But try making the moves on the board so that you get the.
Oh, you want me to
the analysis free?
Okay, so so this is what we looked at first, and I looked at this check, and bishop takes b5, and I think I was looking at rook takes h8, but then I think there was.
You're doing fine in this one.
Yeah. So yeah, this does work, and that's why the transposition into this line does work. But if we instead here, if black doesn't take, so knight c6, there was no progress that we could find here. This seems to be a reasonable defense for black. If queen takes, there is another solution, which is, whoops, that can't be right. No, it's just checkmate in one. And so if whoops, but there is knight c6, which stops that line, which stops rook c8. So then going into another option of bishop b5 first, bishop b5 check first. If bishop takes, then we transpose into the line that we just looked at. That does work, because after rook takes h8, bishop takes f1. Well, I'll put it on the board. Then there's mate in 2. And if king e7, I think it's the same thing. It doesn't change anything. Oh no, it does. There was something else.
We haven't looked at this one actually.
Okay, yeah.
We didn't take a look at this one, but you can probably take on h8 and still win. But there's a move that's stronger.
I'm wondering. I'm just looking at queen c5 check. King d7, and then we basically transpose into that same line. Or even it'll transpose. Then we take on h8, and then we can check again.
There's
on
checkmate
here.
everywhere. Then. d6, c8, etc.
Yeah. So then if queen takes here, then we give a check. And if king d7, we have mate. And if king e7, then I still go queen c7. And if queen d7, I go to the other dark square, which is mate soon, or we win the queen. And if knight d7, I have queen d6 mate. I think that covered it all.
Excellent. Yeah, it really helps. I mean, after I saw a hard puzzle that's mainly about calculation, I tried to sum it up by writing down the variations I saw in some detail. And it really helps you put things in order. It really helps your mind get used to looking at things in order. Just, okay, I'm going to go through this one, trying to refute it, and okay, let's see if it works. Okay, it doesn't. Just find another candidate move and do the same thing. I mean, I know it doesn't sound like it should be useful because you already calculated, but actually having the variation tree in front of you after you make the moves and do it in order, it really helps. It's something I usually do after solving. That might be useful. Okay, the next one we're going to play already. We're going to be playing white. So you're Rubinstein.
Okay, no pressure, right?
And
I can play like Rubinstein. Okay, so I'm just playing. It's not necessarily a tactic. I just gotta find the best moves.
Yeah, you gotta determine that.
Okay, so white turn.
Let's make it 15 plus 5 seconds.
Oh, you actually literally won. Okay, holy crap. Okay, that's weird.
I'm going to set the challenge.
Okay.
Yeah, it's with a time limit too.
Wow.
Let's make it look like a tournament game.
Okay. So you can
this
actually.
This is what Yusupov did against Dvoretsky, and it worked. So it's going to work for you too.
Okay. Okay, I see it. Okay. Hopefully it won't affect my stream. Let me see.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's I can see it. It works. Yeah. Okay, so
okay.
I could cheat and take my time on the first move so my clock doesn't run.
We have to repeat moves somehow. I always forget about this.
Oh,
I usually do king h1. Yeah.
Okay. So I will. Okay, we'll repeat. Okay, so and then okay. Oh boy, this is 15 plus 5. Okay, 15 plus 5. But that's a long time because we're already in the middle game. And I guess I will. Should I vocalize? I mean, I'm playing against you. I guess.
Yeah. No, you should. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, I just need to get a grasp of what's going on because I didn't play this. I didn't play this opening. Okay. So first of all, quick glance. We have an Isolani, 3 pawn islands against 2. It's equal material, but we have the bishop pair. We have a nice knight on this outpost on e5. And our light squared bishop is our stronger bishop, probably because we're the only one with a light squared bishop. Black is controlling the C file. So overall, it looks, pretty fairly balanced. I mean, there's pros and cons for each side. Now, personally, I mean, there are some potential attacks on the king side for white, I think. I mean, because we have both bishops. If I tuck the bishop back here somehow, I mean, potentially there's some stuff we can do on h7. Not immediately, but that could be a consideration. I don't like how black does control the C file, so I might. Well, again, okay, I know my clock is ticking, but I am getting a general sense. So I mean, I might play rook c1 to try to contest this C file. That seems like kind of a natural move. Before I do that, I better make sure there's no tactics from black now that I have a sense of the position. I have to make sure that like f6 doesn't come. Like if if black moves this knight with tempo or something, but I don't think that is going to happen. And like I don't think I have to worry about h6. I don't think that's a worry. So I'm just again making sure that there's nothing immediate I have to worry about black. This pawn on d4 is undefended, so that worries me slightly. If this knight on d5 moves somewhere. There is a discovery on d5, but I don't think there's anything immediate. So I don't think I'm in immediate danger. One other thing to worry about possibly is bishop b4, but then my pin gets stronger on f6, and I can always just play rook c1, I think. So bishop b4, I think I'm okay. So I think I am going to go with rook ac1, and my time is ticking. I'm just going to take one quick glance on the board again. I'm very cautious. Yes, I'm going to play rook c1. Okay. Now you know how my mind works. Okay. Queen d6. I don't know what he's doing there. I'm guessing he's. I don't quite know what he's got going there. I don't really understand this move. I don't really get that. Other than he might be trying to secure, but his knight is already securing this, but maybe he's just doubling it up. The securing of c7, but he might want to double up on the c file, and this helps secure that pot. Yeah, that actually, I think that's what he's planning here. Something like because he frees up another rook I think that's his plan. So I could trade now, but then he gets control of the c file, and I don't want to bring the bishop back to c1. That would be silly. So that's kind of an annoying move. Rook c2 is somewhat interesting, although bishop b4 immediately, I mean knight b4 immediately might put an end to that. So I could almost prepare a3. a3 stops knight b4. Now possibly there's stuff to worry about with a4 and stuff, but I mean a4 could possibly be an issue. Knight b4 is interesting to consider. Knight b4, I don't know what black would do. I don't know if queen a6 is something. It might actually be something. Yeah, possibly queen a6, and now my knight is a little bit silly. I'm kind of pinned to myself. So maybe not knight b4. Yeah, so a3 is a candidate move here. And I don't think I want to go rook c2. No, I already looked at rook c2. Knight b4 is a waste. So yeah, possibly a3. It's a little bit passive. And again, I don't want to trade rooks. Yeah. I think I might go. I think I'm going to go with a3. I think it's a little bit timid. But wait, what about a3 bishop queen b6? That's annoying. A lot of annoying moves from black. You haven't even played them yet. But a3, queen b6. No, I might have a tactic there. Okay, I'm gonna go a3, but it seems like kind of, and I burned a lot of time already. I burned half my time, but I had to get used to the position. a3, I don't think it's a great move, but I've got to play something. And it's probably half decent. Yeah, 5-second increment too, only 5 seconds. So I do have to start playing quicker. Like a lot quicker. Rook f d8. So now I might try to double up maybe. Continue with my plan of rook c2. Although now, I mean, rook c2, there's rook takes c2, and then I guess I could go queen c2. But then I fear things there. There's almost some tactics like knight f7. Like it doesn't work, but there's almost some stuff that could work. But yeah, I mean, there's not going to be. Alessandro won't allow tactics to have in here. So I think I might go rook c2. I think I might go rook c2 here. I think I'm giving up a little bit of the center. I'm kind of worried about his knights. And again, there's a discovery. I mean, look at this. I mean, there's just like after these trade, this knight can go places, and now this gets very weak. All of a sudden, d4 is all of a sudden a big red target. I'm worrying about that now. So just like boom, bang, bing, this knight goes flying to like b6, and suddenly d4 is in big trouble. But his queen is leading, which gives me some hope. So, okay, I'm going to play this just because I've already calculated it. But, yeah, this is a target. But his queen is leading, so that slows his attack on it down. Does it, though? Yeah, it does if I defend it with a piece other than my queen. Hello, Case Money, Mr. Sabon, Folk Beer. So I hope you guys are all rooting for me. Hey, at least he's thinking. Hey, he didn't move in 1 second. That means I didn't blunder. Or well, it doesn't mean that. Yeah. So I feel like my pieces are a little bit awkward here, but they're kind of in transition. Yeah, he's going after this D4 pawn, and now he's hitting B3 as well. So what if I continue with Rook E C1? Well, I'm dropping a pawn. What am I just dropping a pawn no matter what? Not necessarily. I mean, well, I guess I could give up my lovely bishop. Or possibly queen D3, but I'm not playing queen D3. I mean, I really don't want to give up this bishop. Then again, this bishop, even though it's my unique bishop, it doesn't. I mean, it's kind of biting granite, so I don't know what I think about that. So what if? Okay, I mean, so what if I take? And I guess he could take with the rook later. I'm not doing this in order. I mean, yeah, this is already going downhill quick. I guess I'm gonna give that up. And I only have five and a half minutes, so I'm gonna take that. It's painful. It's painful, but I'm gonna do it. It's not a move I want to make, but I've got 5.5 minutes. Rook takes. There's no Zwischenzugs for me. So I better just grab that rook. And oh, he's playing quick. That's not a good sign. Let's see. Could almost take on F7, but my bishop is hanging. I could trade. The end game, though, with an Isolani isn't so favorable for me. But I'll look better on stream because they'll get to an end game. But I might possibly take that bishop. But again, going to an end game when I've got the 3 pawn islands is not ideal. And then I'm going to lose D4 immediately, like instantly as soon as I do that. Bishop takes, knight takes. Do I have any counterplay? Possibly I could go queen c6 and play an endgame that way. That's interesting. Otherwise, I basically have to bring my bishop back. I guess I could go bishop e3, which is interesting as well. Knight takes and f takes. He plays maybe f6. Both are decent options. But I don't really, I mean, if he just starts relocating the knight, I don't like the bishop on e3, I don't think. I think it's awkward. I think I'm going to actually take, and I am in some time trouble now, but I'm going to opt for this. And I think I'm going to go queen c6 still. Oh, yeah, queen c6. Yeah, I'm gonna go for this, and I have to play pragmatically. It was 3.5 minutes here. But actually, I actually beat an FM earlier today in a bullet game. Oh. Yeah, but it was an FM from like the Caribbean islands, so I think it was like one of those titles that they get really easily by winning a tournament. Like, yeah, he's only rated. Yeah, I mean, he was only rated like 2050, but still, yeah, technically an FM.
Yeah, still counts.
Okay, knight f5. That's interesting. I mean, I'm definitely in time pressure. I mean, obviously, I'm very, 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 very tempted to take on c6, but he'll have incredible activity. I do get to move my rook with tempo, though. I'm going to play this. I mean, I don't really like this Isolani anyways. He can have it. I don't want it anymore. So I'm going to go rook c1. Oh, he gets a fork threat. So he actually gets to take with tempo, which is annoying. And then he's threatening back rank mate. So yeah, boom, bang. And he's covering he's threatening mate and a fork. That's very annoying. I guess I could go knight f6. And I'm going to, well, I give up my great knight, but my knight will have to go eventually. So let's go knight f6. If he wants to take, have fun. I mean, he'll be up a pawn, but I've got decent drawing chances if he takes. Oh, he takes. Okay, so. Okay, I'm going to, I mean, 2 minutes. I'm going to go rook and pawn end in. Okay, so let's go rook c1. Okay. And I'm thinking king f1. I was just reading something in Dvoretsky's endgame manual about this type of move. But it wasn't this exact pawn structure, but yeah, they recommended like g4, g5. Okay, so I'm in king f1, and then if I move my rook later, and he gives me a check. Okay, I'm gonna go king f1. I won't commit my pawns yet. So I'm down a pawn. Okay, look at that. We made him retreat. That's a victory. We can just claim the win here. No, so let's keep the king active. And okay, okay, now I start to get clueless. So let's see. So g4 right away. I mean, well, what am I doing? I mean, should I I don't really know what I'm doing. So like f5, and I just try to boost it up. But like the 4-3, he's gonna get a passer there. But yeah, let's do it. I don't know. Let's do it. Let's do g4. Oh boy, this is reminiscent of that over-the-board tournament game I had in the Sicilian Dragon, where I let my opponent's king get too active, getting flashbacks. So if I move my king, then his rook gets active. So I don't like that. Let's cut him off. Although he gets to my back rank, but let's go here because I'm down to a minute. I just have to make a move. He's tempted. He's trying to get me to move my king up, which I don't want to do because then he gets active in the back. So yeah, let's go rook b4. Keeping his king cut off. You shall not pass. You shall not pass. Okay, and then what would a check do? A check would let him get active again. But you know what? I think I'm going to let his king get active if he wants. I mean, his rook. If he wants his rook to get active, I will go for that. So, My pawns are so ugly. Okay, let's give a check first because I only have 50 seconds. And then so the fewer the pawns, the better here. I'm thinking F3. Oh, he can get behind here quickly though. F3? That's a big question. Okay, I'm gonna go F3 because I want to take this way so I can get maybe an outside pass pawn. Well, or prevent him from getting one. No, get out of here. Get out of here. You're not coming in this way. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's using the fact that my king can't go everywhere at the same time. Yeah, that's a problem. So, okay, I've got no time. Yeah, that's getting very dangerous now if his rook's going to go to H1. All right, yeah. Let's take this. I don't want him to go back here. Really? Ooh, tempting. Okay, I'm going to keep all the rooks on all the pawns on the same side of the board. So this might, I don't know. I'm going to go here. 13 seconds. Oh no! What happened here? Okay, don't give up. Don't give up. Not going to give up. Whoa, man, that stupid rook. You got in here. Okay. Okay. Not giving up. Maybe he'll mouse it, you know. But this is, yeah. See, that's why I didn't want his rook to get back there. I mean, that's the beginning of the end. Okay. Interest. Okay, 17 seconds. Give it a check. I guess, do I lose a tempo here? Kind of. Yeah, that's okay. Let's go back here. This is kind of a Dvoretsky move in the going to the corner. Hey, oh. Okay, try to get something. Okay, what if I give a check? Can I do anything? Oh, he can give me a check. He can give me a check. He can give me a check. He's going to do it. Yeah, he's going to give a check. Okay. Should I take the pawn or should I go after the rook? Now he just protects the back rank. No. Okay. We still. Ooh. Check. I've been doing so much work on my Dvoretsky endgame manual, so I wanna make it as hard for him as possible. So stay on the long side of these checks. Oh boy, where's this king going? Get out of here! Check. Okay, where's my stalemate? Okay, I'm about to resign, but No, my king is too free to get anything, to get any stalemate tricks. He's scared of a stalemate. Okay, yeah, and then I'll resign it. Okay, you got me there.
Very well. Okay, I mean, very interesting. I actually I wrote down some stuff. That's why I got up. At some
Okay.
point. I'm going to add it to the study. You did miss a tactic. This was about a tactical shot that you had. You kind of mentioned it at some point.
The very first move, you mean? The first position?
Yeah. In the first position, there was actually a tactical sequence. There was a combination that made use of all your pieces, actually. Okay, this is the position. You didn't play bishop c2. Why bishop c2 here?
What?
Oh, because we repeated.
Yeah, we repeated. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, why bishop c2?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually a kind of white to play and win situation.
Why did we play the whole game then?
You did notice that there was some weak squares.
Yeah.
The bishop, the knight are well connected. The queen is also taking a look at this. It was lack of familiarity with this particular pattern. I mean, the reason why you didn't check for sacrifices on f7 or something like it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I looked at knight f7 for a second, but I didn't know what my follow-up is after queen e6.
You mean knight takes,
yeah.
rook takes, queen takes e6, and then what?
Yeah, then I didn't know what else. I thought it ended there.
Yeah, I probably have rook c6, and you have to remove the queen. That's the problem. But maybe you don't have to play it right now. Maybe you can try to weaken this diagonal somewhat first.
Yeah,
you have a lot of pressure.
With bishop f6, and if knight f6, then I can go knight f7.
That's more like it. Yeah.
But
bishop takes. Yeah.
Yeah, but if bishop f6, I thought there's also bishop f6 in return.
So bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, and then knight to f7.
Oh, still knight f7. Okay, knight f7, rook f7. I guess it, and then queen e6, and we pick up the knight. Yeah, we pick up the knight.
Exactly, that was it.
But
I mean, that doesn't look. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I sensed it, but I just. I think part of it is, yeah, you might be right, that the unfamiliarity here, because normally I don't have a bishop. I don't have this in my games.
Yeah, and these combinations on f7, e6 are more common when the bishop is on b3 with this isolated queen's pawn. It's quite typical that there are some tactics. First, you need to take on f6 because you need to soften up the somewhat. So yeah, you have two ways. Knight takes f7, rook takes, queen takes c6, and you're winning. I mean, the last move you probably need to find here is queen takes c7 because of the pin. If you calculate this, then you're good to go with bishop takes f6. Bishop takes, well, this is the one that was playing the game. Knight takes, rook takes, queen takes c6, and as it turns out, you can do nothing about this. I think Bern played bishop takes d4, because yeah, you can't really take care of the knight, and this is coming, so so it's pretty hard already. So bishop takes d4. I think the game ended quite quickly here. King h1. Yeah, not much to be done about this. If bishop takes, you take with check first, and only then you take on e1. I don't remember what was playing the game. I think queen f8 and rook f1, and then he had to resign because this is a threat, this is also a threat, so black is losing a lot of material. But yeah, it was that tactic, that was the solution. I found it really interesting that I mean, here you kind of gave a lot of ideas. You mentioned that you could attack in this way. You did still at this point you didn't mention tactics on f7 on e6, but at some point you did. Maybe on the back of your mind you trying to make something like this. Well, the game was rook ac1. That's why I play queen d6. I need to defend e6 and f7. Actually, in the game.
Yeah, I mean, I sense that there may be some tactics, or maybe not immediate tactics, but I sensed that there was potentially some attacking that we could do on the king side. But I did look for some stuff, but I didn't want to dedicate too much time on it because it had to be practical. So I gave it kind of a cursory glance to see if there was anything direct. But when I didn't see anything, then I just kind of moved on to find something else.
Yeah. What's interesting about rook ac1 is that in this context might not be so principled because you're playing with the isolated queen's pawn. So mainly you need to keep some pieces over the board. And this rook is usually required on d1 so that you easily take care of the d4 pawn. I mean, in the absence of some strong tactic like this, rook a d1 might be a better idea. And here I found something interesting. You mentioned that you were looking at rook c2.
Yeah, I didn't like knight b4.
Knight b4 loses, but you need to calculate some stuff because this bishop looks quite strong right now after knight b4. If I play knight b4, what happens then?
Then rook takes c8, rook takes c8, knight f7.
Yeah, exactly. Completely crashing. These are short little variations that are important to see during the game because it might make a big difference. I mean, normally you notice that you don't need to calculate a ton of variations or at least a ton of complicated variations, but these short tactical shots are very important to see. Because then you rule out knight b4, and then you might be more inclined to play something like rook c2. Maybe here it's not something that special, but then again, it's probably quite decent move that you don't make just because of a failed tactic actually, because knight b4 actually doesn't work. And in this case, maybe it makes sense because rook takes, bishop takes, then you bring the bishop to this side diagonal. Again, I don't think it's something that special. After the trade, maybe knight b4 hitting the bishop, the pawn. Maybe that's not something you can get away with. But maybe you go back to b3 and you threaten stuff again. But it deserves some attention. But yeah, knight b4, no, didn't work. And from this point on, this is something I'm not sure about. I was really hesitant about queen b6. And again, this is a situation where there are tactics. There are knight d7s hanging there. I mean, something like bishop takes f6. If I take with the knight, then rook takes c8, rook takes, knight takes f7. All of this stuff needed to be calculated. But you are still operating on very general terms in this position. But there is a lot of tactical content at this point. This is hanging. I can take first as an intermediate move. So some calculations were in order here. At this point, let me see. You play bishop takes d5 after a minute and a half. Okay. But yeah, at this point, you can't quite remember what you were wondering about at this stage, at this precise moment. But I haven't heard mention of any of these, like something like takes, some knight d7, bishop takes. There's a lot of stuff going on here. For example, bishop takes f6. this is something to consider, because if knight takes, the same trick. Rook takes, followed by knight takes f7, e6 is hanging, the rook on c8 too. So what can I play here? I was a bit scared about this, actually.
Yeah, I wasn't really looking for tactics because I assumed that you wouldn't allow any tactics, Yeah.
Oh, no, that's bad. I mean, I do allow tactics. That's why I lose games. So and many of them. Yeah. In fact, I wasn't so sure about this at all. Yeah, no, I make a lot of tactical mistakes. I can easily make a tactical mistake in a position like this. I mean, there's so much piece contact going on. I think at this point I had this. So I was pretty confident that this was okay for me. I saw something like queen takes. And for example, bishop takes, knight is something to I can take now. And then go back to the a. So in this variation, I might even be able to take with the bishop. But there were some variations. I also had to check this. For example, first take, and then bishop takes, because this might be a bit dangerous. Wasn't totally sure, but I wasn't liking bishop takes, and if it takes 97, it's looking a bit flimsy. I didn't really know what's going on here. So yeah, this might be dangerous, actually. Yeah, taking first on c8 is something that might be worth considering.
Yeah, I mean, I considered that, and then after rook takes c8, I didn't like that you held the c file, and then I also have to deal with d4 and b3.
The good thing is that you might... Oh, no, now I think I remember what I saw. Yeah, after bishop takes f6, trying to remember, because the problem was that knight takes fails. Oh no, it didn't fail to knight takes f7 because the bishop is hanging. Yeah, this was the problem. Yeah, that's why I was okay with this. I get to take on b3. So bishop takes f6 wasn't that effective, I guess. Yeah, the bishop hanging here was a problem. I don't quite remember though. So after something like rook takes, yeah, this might... You probably have to go back to c2 or something like it. Bishop takes, knight takes is very similar to the game. Yeah, but some calculations were in order. Maybe nothing happens here. I'm not entirely sure. Actually, I was a bit scared of all that. Yeah, this is also something to consider as you play, but rook takes c2, queen takes, knight takes d5. And yeah, it's just a... I mean, I solved all my problems here, most likely, unless I'm missing something, because the isolated queen's pawn against... I mean, with basically only heavy pieces on the board, that's something you're going to suffer. It's not that you're going to enjoy.
I was not thrilled about having it. And I normally don't play openings with IQPs. Yeah, no, it's there are some typical tactics that you might miss because of that. But yeah, it's important to get acquainted with it in any case. And then you probably have drawing chances in that end game, because it's never easy to impose. But yeah, it's with little time, it's not so easy to handle, I guess. Maybe we do this one.
Well, I put this position. I don't know if you got to see it. I
I didn't
already
look at them.
I had already uploaded. Okay. So we're going to play this one. You're playing the white pieces here. Are you okay to do one more?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Just a second. Continue from here.
Oh no, something happened here. Oh, there we go.
Okay, 15 plus 5, and I'm playing black pieces. Okay.
Okay, and we'll repeat.
Yeah. Play rook b8.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see. So again, I've got the bishop pair. And again, my light squared bishop, I think, is my unique bishop. Black has this incredible knight on f4. So the first, I mean, it's not the first thing I think of, but definitely a consideration will be sniping that knight off because I don't like it. But let's see. Now, rook takes g7 is interesting. Oh, wait, no. I was going to say it's interesting because if he takes our queen, I thought we have, it's almost mate, but our g rook is interposed by that knight now. But let me just quickly look at that again. Like rook g7, knight g2. I mean, no, I mean, okay. Okay. I had to consider it. Okay. That knight is so annoying. I can't state that enough. What happens if I take it? Let's just see if I take it. Now, if he takes with the pawn, I guess he can do that if he wants. Yeah, knight takes f4. He could take it with the pawn if he wants. I don't see why he couldn't. Although, wait. Okay. Bishop takes f4, e takes f4. If I take on g7, rook takes g7, queen takes g7, that fizzles quickly. Bishop f5 is almost interesting because if rook takes, well, I don't know. That's a little complicated, but probably it dies immediately to knight g2. Bishop f5, knight g2. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's equal. But then my f pawn gets really weak. Okay, and I gotta make it move quickly. But I'm a little bit suspicious now because the last position, the first move, there was a tactic. So I'm going to put a little bit extra time into this first move, just in case there is one. But my fallback move is bishop f4 for sure, without even really calculating it. Because potentially I can then play rook h5. Bishop f4, let's say, I don't know. Let's say he takes with the pawn. He takes f4, then rook h5. I guess he could play h6, which is very annoying. Very, very annoying. But then maybe I have queen g6, which may possibly be something. If he moves his bishop somewhere, well, I'm starting to lose the focus there a little bit. But yeah, I'm really inclined to take on f4. I mean, maybe there's a tactic here, but I don't want to dedicate too much time into finding it, because maybe there isn't one. And I've used four minutes already. So I am gonna take, because I just can't sit here for 30 minutes on the first move. Okay. Yeah, so I was thinking rook h5 was interesting. I wonder if bishop f5 now is a move. Maybe I put it on e6. Bishop f5. So if rook takes, then I can take on g7, and that looks mighty fine. I really like that. I guess he could bring the queen back. Yeah, bishop f5, rook takes f5, rook g7, queen to the 8th rank. But I'm having a lot of fun there with, well, then he can go queen e3. I was going to say I could take on like c7, but queen e3 is not fun for me. So, but this is still an interesting line though. Bishop f5, rook takes, queen e8. Wait, I could take on h7. That would be mate. So, haha. Okay, so bishop f5. If rook takes, I think rook g7 might be winning. Okay, then I have rook h7, which is mate. So he can't take the bishop. Now, what if he just plays something like, well, sorry, I'm attacking the queen. So if he goes, let's say queen e8, well, I'm having fun here then. I'm going to play this. I think, yeah, I'm going to play bishop f5. Okay, yeah, so just bishop e6 still, I think. Unless I think I can get away with these possible perpets. Oh wait, I can't take anyways. No, I gotta play bishop e6. Oh, he might have bishop d4. No, then I have mate. Okay, I'm gonna play this. I have to move a little quicker. Oh my god, what is this garbage? Oh my god. I don't know if I can escape this. I guess I could sack the exchange. Would that be worth it? That would be interesting. Takes. He could actually still give me a check. I wonder if that's still a perpet. It might be. Actually, no, I might just lose exchange at that point. Because then he can take here. Oh, this is a little confusing. Like check. I mean, that might just be a draw. I'm not sure. Or it might just... No, that's worse than a draw. I am losing the... Because that's just a Zwischenzug, and then he... Wait, no, I'm confused. Sorry. So rook takes queen check. I move the king somewhere. If he wants to avoid a draw, he can then I just lose the exchange. I do just lose the exchange. Although that's still an interesting position. Because my bishop is so good. But boy. Now the alternative would be maybe to take on f7 and then see what happens. If queen c3, I guess I could go queen c2. And queen e3. Oh my. I don't know if I can stop perpets there. I don't like that queen move. That's annoying. Yeah, but so take on f7. Even if it goes queen a1, I'm not even sure what I can do there. Like queen d2, queen e3. I don't know. It seems like I might. You'd think I would be able to stop that, but then eventually his other rook could come in. That could be annoying. See, that's why sacking the exchange here is tempting. I mean, if for some reason he took with the rook, then I can just take. Oh wait, no. Potentially that could be a draw for me, if it was just this bishop and this rook. But probably he could squeeze me out of that somehow. So I don't know. Yeah, I might have to take on f7. What if I play defensively and play like queen c2 immediately? It might be an option. Might be an option, but I don't know. I'm inclined to take this. I mean, hey, a draw is not so bad. I mean, I'm guessing that we started with a winning position though, so maybe a draw is bad. So, but yeah, check. I mean, again, I don't really have time to calculate if this is fully. I mean, if we can avoid a draw. I don't know if we can avoid a draw here. Okay, I'm going to take on f7. I have to play a move now. Oh boy, he played that so quick. Okay, well, now if we go to a dark square, he could get the bishop in. But I don't think that really bothers me that much. Would it make sense to go to a light square? Does it matter? I think I'm going to go to the dark square first because I get closer to my pieces. But it might not really matter. Oh no, I see his plan now. Okay, so that's that. Oh, but he can't go to e8 though. Anyways, he can't go to e8. I thought he can go rook e8. So, I don't think this would really help me. He's just gonna go check, 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 check. I would get increment though, but then that's just a straight up draw. I think this is a draw. I'm pretty sure this is a draw here. Hopefully not more. I mean, if I go here, then he's, oh man, he's taking everything. I'm pretty sure I had a winning position earlier. Because he wouldn't be so happy to grab a draw otherwise. I think this is a draw. Again, if I come to over here, it's just I can't avoid it. Check. Check. I mean, there's no way. So I might as well go down. But the problem with going straight down is potentially I could actually lose. I don't know if I can hide behind my queen. King d1, king b3, queen c2, queen f4. Check. I don't know. I don't know if I could hide. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it a shot here. Oh, right. Okay. Okay. So that's a draw. But maybe he doesn't want to draw. So, okay, we just go on here. Yeah, okay. So I guess I had a winning position. But...
Yeah, I'm going to draw for a draw.
Yeah. I mean, it was a pleasant position, but if I had more time, this was the start. Oh wait, we repeated. So yeah, it was here.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm going back to the start because
okay.
It wasn't so long. We can work on the very same file. Yeah. It's going to take a little while, I guess, because but I'm getting there. You were close. I mean, you realized you had to take that knight on f4, which was necessary to be fair. Okay. Oh no, what? Okay, I think I'm there.
Okay.
Yeah, the solution was bishop takes f4. You need to deal with the knight most likely. You don't have many squares for the queen g3, knight e2 check, so that's a no-no. And again, you kind of stopped at some point and you didn't calculate more. You didn't look for more candidates, actually. After this, to be fair, you try to calculate some stuff after bishop takes, it takes. And you looked at both of these moves. I can't quite remember why you rejected rook h5. I mean, bishop takes, it takes, rook h5. You saw that h6, queen g6 was crashing.
I think I just thought black moves the bishop in somewhere, and I didn't know what I'm doing after that. Like,
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a good square for the bishop.
Oh no, I know what it was. It was h6. I didn't like h6.
But you saw queen g6.
Oh right, yeah. But then I didn't know what to do after that though.
But you're threatening this, so what does black do to defend?
Oh, I forgot about that bishop. Yeah, I forgot about my light squared bishop.
Yeah. Yeah, bishop takes, it takes. You can almost do this on the basis of the method of exclusion. I mean, the other moves can almost be discarded quickly. Yeah, maybe you can play something like queen h2. I don't know. We have to determine if this is dangerous or not. I think you still have bishop f5, but queen h2, it gives him some time to recover. Maybe you have to look at something like bishop h6, which looks a bit annoying already. But bishop takes, it takes is clearly the main line. Rook h5, h6, queen g6 is very strong, but black can defend much better than that, actually.
I don't know. Maybe he plays bishop e3.
Bishop d4. Yeah, bishop d4 is excellent because you need to leave the g file, and then rook g7 is coming. So black actually takes over. He takes control of the g file, and you have nothing going there. I mean, imagine a rook on g7 and the bishop going back to e5.
I was thinking maybe e3.
Maybe even e3. Yeah. So at the very least, black is defending there, so no luck. Well, you tried bishop f5. You tried to make this work.
It was interesting.
Yeah. It looks really good. But rook takes f5. You calculated this sometime, but you have very easy refutation to that.
Yeah, so I thought rook f5, rook g7. No, did I end it there?
Don't remember. I think you had some ideas there, but still there are variations to be calculated, I guess. Rook takes. I think you're checkmating there, almost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why No, I think I liked this, and that's why I ended up taking on f4. And I liked this line. I think this was the line I liked.
It's almost checkmate because there's rook g8, and if queen e8, you have rook takes h7 and queen g7. So those seem to work fine. But you did miss the idea to bring the queen to this diagonal.
Yeah. Oh, this is what happened? This is what played, right? And then that's what you did?
Yeah. This was the actual game. Queen e7 is already threatening stuff like this.
Yeah.
And at this point, black is fine.
That's weird that black can do that. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's the problem. The problem for white after taking on f4 is that this bishop can be important. That has to be factored in your calculations from here. That's why bishop f5 doesn't work. But there's a move I don't think you consider at all. Point. One candidate that looks quite natural, actually.
I wonder if we have time for h5, because h5 queen e7, I go h6, and then if queen f6, yeah, I'm crashing through on g7.
Exactly. Yeah, has no time for that. So h5, yeah, you're creating this threat, so he has no time to bring the queen. So it's quite forcing, actually. h5, what does black play?
h6.
h6, only move. Very well. After he plays h6, as long as this queen doesn't join the battle through the queen side, you have a very big advantage. The light squares around the black king are awful. So at this point, you just need to make sure that queen doesn't go to e7 and especially to f6.
I don't really know how I can prevent it from going to e7. Like I was looking at h5, h6, and then I was looking at rook g6, but then there's still queen e7, and then
queen
I guess
e7, and then what?
Then rook e6, and then there's no more queen f6.
Yeah, you keep it away.
And then I'm threatening queen g6.
I think that's plenty enough. I think that's plenty enough if you see up to there. You have ideas on this diagonal. This is a mix of positional solution with some short variations that need to be calculated because black does have some counterplay. This is quite typical in a normal game. That's actually what I like about the example. The main thing is that after you take on f4, the dark diagonal is also open. So if he gets to queen f6, you can also be in trouble. But if you can keep it away from f6, e5, then you have a nice space advantage. You already have the g file, and you have a lot of play on the light square. This bishop is a monster. So yeah, h5. This is a strong threat. It's pretty forcing, even though it's a lot of moves. It's 3 moves already. They're quite forcing. So This is looking good. I mean, if black does nothing about this, rook e6 and queen g6 is coming. So he can certainly not allow that. But it's interesting he played rook e8 in the game, which still, I mean, this still can be calculated from the beginning because it's just way too natural. There are not many moves for black here. Rook e7 maybe as a replacement for rook e8, but it might not make a big difference. But if you evaluate this as a nice advantage to white, you'll be right. I mean, the pressure down the g file, this bishop, the queen that can't get to dark squares, then it's looking really good. But here white has a very strong move that basically, well, it leaves black powerless.
I'm looking at bishop f5 again.
Bishop f5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say queen e7, but then bishop e6 because there's no more queen f6 anymore.
Okay. And what about queen takes?
Rook takes g7. Rook takes g7. Oh, could he then go rook e1?
Rook e1, king d2. I'm looking at that, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure because of king d2. Rook e2. Rook e2. Oh my god. And if king takes, queen c2. Oh. With a perpetual, I believe.
What about king d2? Rook e1, king.
Bishop f5.
Rook e1, king d2.
Yeah, bishop f5, queen takes f5, rook takes like this, and king d2.
Well, from the beginning it would bishop f5, yeah, rook takes f5, rook g7, and then rook e1, then king d2.
Yeah, and then rook e2. I was looking into this.
Okay, and then king e2.
King e2, queen c2. And there seems to be a perpetual there.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that. I can't believe that queen can do that. Like that the queen, that's ridiculous. It has no business getting in there. I don't know how it can squeeze in every time.
Yeah, it seems like we can't let her get active. But maybe you need to use this bishop, not give it up just yet. I mean, he can't make use of his own bishop unless it's helped by the queen. How can you make your bishop valuable by coupling it with your own queen? You need to build up the battery somehow.
Well, there's rook e6, and if rook takes e6, and we go d takes e6, queen takes e6, and then I have bishop d5 skewer.
But is that the end of the story?
Because... No, then there's a check on e3, and king c2, and then there's queen c3.
Queen c3, yeah. You're at risk there. Yeah. So no rook e6 because, he's activating the queen. We don't want that. And what else? By what other means do you think we can bring the...
Okay, well, there's no way that'll work, but rook h6, bishop h6, Queen G6, threatening mate on H6. If Rook H7, then if I go Queen F6, there's Bishop G7, and that's it. That's losing for me.
That's great calculation. I mean, very well done. I mean, this was something to consider. And Rook H7 is definitely the move. Excellent. So yeah, it's a more normal move actually. This one was probably the hardest move to see. But it's just a normal way of setting up the battery. Nothing out of the ordinary. We already saw that we can't really take the rook out of G6. I mean, there are no squares on the 6th rank. This doesn't work.
I mean, I could try to trade queens, but I don't know about that. Like queen G4, rook G4. I don't know what our follow-up would be unless, I mean, yeah, it's hard to find a...
Yeah, actually, his king is in trouble. Whoever gets first here, as we have two very good opposite color bishops, because both are quite good. This is going to be decided by whom gets the queen to the attack first. And he's having a lot of trouble doing this because Queen E7 is always met with rook E6. So you just need to build up the battery somehow in 2 moves. How do you build
up the battery?
In 2 moves, you can build the battery on the B1 H7 diagonal.
Oh.
Only 2 moves.
I thought you meant the battery on the G file. Okay.
Oh, no, that's already set up. You need the battery on this diagonal because that's what's probably going to win you the game. If you have the queen in front of the bishop, that has to be it. There are so many discoveries that one should work, I guess.
It doesn't. I looked at everything reasonable.
Almost everything.
Yeah, I mean, so rook F6. I mean, if bishop F6, then we have. No, that still doesn't work. I was thinking even if bishop takes a bit. No, it doesn't work either way.
Just a normal move, no sacrifices, not anything.
Yeah, I can't see a normal move that I haven't already.
You will not believe it when I play it. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Should I?
Yeah, well, I have. It's got to be something weird.
Yeah, kind of, but it's just a normal move. That's the problem. It's
well,
flashy.
It can't be weird and a normal move.
It might be weird that this move actually works, though it's a normal move. You're setting up the battery now.
Oh God, that's stupid. I wouldn't say a normal move. I would say a ridiculous. I gotta, I call the arbiter, check my, my opponent for a phone.
But it's just, we're setting up this battery, and he can. I mean, the main thing is that he doesn't activate the queen, and he's not, because queen e7. We know we have. Rook e6.
Bishop
that's
e1.
great for him.
Was this played in the game?
Yeah.
who was it again? Oh, Khan?
It's a very old game. So
Khan,
Igor Khan. This is not even Ilya Khan. This is Sam.
Okay. Unknown Khan. Wow.
Ryoming was a very strong player from the 1920s, 30s. And he was even, I think Ryoming was one of the first Soviet champions. So he was quite good. And he was still beat by this guy. So rook f e7, you still need to be careful. Because if queen c2, rook e1 check, it's really annoying. So just king d1.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe king e2 or king d2, but.
And that's it. This is coming. Is followed by rook e6. Maybe this queen is basically trapped. So rook e2. This happened in the game, but queen takes. Rook takes g7 as an intermediate, and he's losing a piece in the end.
Well, bishop e1. I think that's a very, very, very hard move to find. How long do you think it will take you to find that in a over the board game? Bishop e1.
It's hard to say because I already know the solution.
Okay,
so
right.
That's the problem.
Okay.
But I guess I'll be trying to. Yeah.
Okay. It would definitely. It would definitely be one of your candidate moves, though.
Yeah, at one point, I maybe not at first, but at one point, I would probably realize quickly that this doesn't work. I would also calculate this variation, and I know I have to get the queen to cooperate with the bishop here, so it's something that I might take a look at during the game. But I could also miss it, of course. It's not such an obvious move, but it's possible. It's possible to see it, I guess. But what I like about this exercise is that these little calculations are important in games. These are very important. For example, seeing why bishop f5 or rook h5 both fail is essential. And they're short, very forcing variations. So this is something to work with. These short 2 or 3 moves variations that can be discarded immediately.
Yeah, I can't believe that. Yeah, I can't believe that queen just squeezes into f6 like that, and just I can't. That's so crazy. And
yeah, you can even give up the whole rook. Yeah, and you did very well here to draw this because you risk losing if you go to e2. I was just waiting to see if you go here or not. But here you're just losing.
Yeah, I thought this was a draw, as I mentioned. I thought this would be a draw.
Yeah, but it's losing actually. Because the bishop and the queen cooperate, and, and it ends up like this. If you want to play king b1, this is a drawing move. Yeah. I can't really take. I mean, you just put the queen here. I don't even have counterplay linked to this bishop because I'm always getting checkmated. So I have to take the draw now with queen a1, I guess. But yeah, here, it was essential to find h5 and h6, rook g6. So this queen is going nowhere. You don't even need to see all the way up to bishop b1 because that's a move that you probably won't see from the beginning.
No, that's bishop e1 for my level is very, very, very complicated. Yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah, even in the move prior, it's hard. Let alone like 3 or 4 moves before. Especially to see. Yeah,
what's interesting about this is that
to see
it's
bishop.
kind of a positional exercise. So yeah. Oh no, I just wanted to say that it's kind of a positional exercise that you need to calculate short variations to realize what's going on, because this is a tactical resource that you need to see so that you can prevent it this way. So now you know this is never happening.
It gives me the right plan. Once I realize that that's the threat, then I can plan accordingly to preventing the queen to go to f6.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, I mean, I think it was a very interesting exercise. This is something we should do often. This is actually very, very beneficial usually, because you also get to test your skills. Then you compare the analysis to what the actual solution is. There is a game to be played, even if you don't hit with the solution. There's still a game to be played because the positions are
still something to learn from.
Yeah, exactly.
How did you think about my considering my time, being low in time in the first position? I thought I did pretty decent in defending as long as I could.
Yeah.
In the first.
I mean, you didn't fall apart at all, and it wasn't an easy position. Once you miss the tactic, it's easy to get a bit complicated because d4 is kind of hanging. It's really hard to play if you don't find the tactic at that point, because then black just defends everything and your active pieces are not so impressive anymore. So yeah, you did well to go into that end game and still defend for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, I think in this way your game will probably get more concrete. You're going to take a look at more variations while you're thinking about the position. That's crucial. I mean, especially these short variations that need to be taken into account are very important in how the game develops. So
and also something that we talked about near the beginning. I need to try to stop bouncing around when I'm calculating, right? When I did the king d7, and then let's look over here. No, let's look over there. And I don't stay focused on the line, right? I don't finish my calculating.
Exactly, more cut off.
It's hard because I get so, when you see a new idea, you just wanna run to it and then just see what it, if there's something there. It's hard for me to.
That's it. You have to keep an open mind. I mean, until you don't reach the end of the line, you don't know if it's going to work or not. So keep calculating until you have a clear picture where no pieces are threat and no forcing variations are. It's like say that.
Yeah, it's like if there's a smorgasbord of food, I'm taking a little nibble here and a little nibble there. I never finish, but I'm just look at that. Yeah. So.
It happens to all of us, but it's something that you can increasingly get better at.
Also because I will tend to calculate something like, maybe 4 moves deep or 5 moves deep, but then I don't go quite far enough. I end it too soon. When all I have to do, if I just looked 1 move deeper, I could either conclude that it doesn't work, or maybe look into it deeper if it does. I guess I have to stay a little bit more disciplined when calculating, and calculate things, and maybe draw conclusions on individual lines sooner, so that I can cut them off, instead of just getting halfway there and then coming back to it a million times.
Drawing conclusions is important. It trims down the tree, definitely. If you get halfway through, bishop f5, you see rook takes f5, but you see queen e7. Maybe queen e7 is a problem, and you don't even take a look at bishop e6, and then you go back to rook h5. You're going to go back to bishop f5 eventually, if you didn't get closure on it.
Yeah. That's going to take a little while, I think, to
Of course,
modify.
it takes forever. I still do it, of course. I go back and forth. Yeah, it's a problem. At some point, you say, "Oh, what am I doing? Come on!" And I try to stay more disciplined. But
yeah, because I mean, I will literally do it like when I'm doing the puzzles. I'll seriously jump to the same line like 9, 10 or more times.
Yeah,
like literally.
That's the most important thing. Realizing that, oh, I went over this already. Yeah. So let's try to finish it. Don't just go back.
Quality over quantity, I guess. So
yeah, exactly.
Calculate the line properly the first time, and then so you don't have to do it 100 times.
Not advancing too fast is important. It's better that you figure out the first 2 moves quite well, and than just going too deep into a line that might have a lot of candidates that you can't even consider, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you again. I've been doing pretty well lately, like just in puzzles and my games. Like I've been getting the ratings up all across the board a little bit, so I've been feeling kind of good in that regard. And it's a month away till my next tournament. And you know what? We kind of talked about it very briefly in one of the other lessons, but I think you and I were both kind of leaning towards me playing in the higher section, but I did think about it some more, and I think like the fact that I'm very likely to get a bye really makes me not want to play in that section, just because buys are no fun. Forced buys aren't fun.
Yeah, that's definitely something to consider, because it's not that many games. I mean, if it was I don't know, a 9-round tournament, that's all right.
It's different, yeah.
6-round tournament,
yeah. So I'll keep an eye on it. Like if some lower rated players end up registering in that section, in the higher section, then maybe I'll play in it. But if I'm the lowest rated player, I'm definitely going to get a bye, like eventually. So I might just play in the lower section. Okay, thanks again, Alessandro.
Thank you.
Until next time.
See you next Monday then.
Okay, sounds good.
Probably.
Okay. Thanks.
All right.
Bye.
See you. Thank you. Bye-bye.